Please rise for the test. Pleasure and excitement. To begin with, IIT Gandhinagar congratulates all the students and the families as well for earning the studentship at IIT Gandhinagar through a very tough competition. With the beginning of the foundation program, our new students not only began their first coursework at IIT Gandhinagar, but also undergo a paradigm shift in the modalities of the education and training, a unique initiative. Yes. Maheshwar Sahu retired as Additional Chief Secretary, Industry and Mines, Government of Gujarat. He has served in numerous positions, including Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Gujarat Industrial Development Corporation, Gandhinagar. As Additional Chief Executive Officer of Gujarat State Disaster Management Authority, Sri Sahu played a key role in highly acclaimed reconstruction and rehabilitation program after the 2001 Bhuj earthquake in Gujarat. Mr. Sahu worked for about 5 years in the Ministry of Industry of Government of India, dealing with various policy-related issues. He worked as Joint Secretary in Department of Telecommunication, Government of India for about 4 years. After a brief stint with Ministry of Environment and Forest as Joint Secretary, he took up an UN assignment as Director of an International Technology Center. Please give him a big round of applause. Now I request Professor Jain to present a floral bouquet to our Chief Guest, Sri Maheshwar Sahu. Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Atul Bhargav to present floral bouquets to our alumni, Mr. Kishlay Pankaj and Mr. Nisab Shah. Thank you, sir. Knowledge is enlightening. Tamso ma jyotirgamaya. I request all the dignitaries on the stage to please step forward and light the lamp. Thank you so much. Now I invite Professor Atul Dikshit for a prayer. Please give him a big round of applause.
जय शारदे वागीश्वरी, जय शारदे वागीश्वरी, विधि कन्यके विद्याधरी, वागीश्वरी वागीश्वरी, जय शारदे वागीश्वरी, ज्योत्स्ने परी कांती तुझी, ज्योत्स्ने परी कांती तुझी, मुखरम्य शारद चंद्रमा, ज्योत्स्ने परी कांती तुझी, मुखरम्य शारद चंद्रमा, उजळे तुझ्या हास्यातुनी, उजळे तुझ्या हास्यातुनी, चारी युगांची पौर्णिमा, तुझिया कृपेचे चांदणे, तुझिया कृपेचे चांदणे, नितवर्षु दे अमुच्या शिरी, नितवर्षु दे अमुच्या शिरी, वागीश्वरी, जय शारदे वागीश्वरी, विधि कन्यके विद्याधरी, वागीश्वरी वागीश्वरी, जय शारदे वागीश्वरी वागीश्वरी वागीश्वरी.
Once again, I know this is a very proud moment for all of you. You worked very hard to be here, and now that you are here, it's very exciting to see a fresh set of hardworking, young, bright people. And so every batch is special to us, every person is special to us. So on behalf of the students of IIT Gandhinagar, on behalf of faculty, staff, and everyone who is associated with IIT Gandhinagar, I welcome you once again to the institute. Congratulations. Which does not exist anywhere else in the country, probably not in this form anywhere else in the world. Be aware of that, and I would like you to take advantage of this program as possible. For many of you, we understand that this is the first time that you are going to be away from home, away from parents, and naturally you come here with a lot of hopes, a lot of aspirations, but also a lot of fear and anxiety. We understand that, but we assure you that we have friends here, and that you will do well, that you will adjust well, and you'll be on your way to a great academic program at IIT Gandhinagar within no time. I have met a few parents. Most of you are excited to be here, very happy to see the campus. A few of you still have concerns. How will my child adjust to a 3-seater room? How will he adjust to the mess here? How will he adjust to the heat in Ahmedabad and all these things? We assure you that it has happened before. There are students who have been here before, and your child will be just fine. He or she is in good hands, and we would like you to be happy and go back to your homes with a contented mind that your child is going to be doing well here. Um, Obviously, you're here to do your engineering degree. We understand that primary focus should be academics, and we would definitely want you to do well in academics. But we would also like you to understand that this is the time when you will be growing up from a 17 or a 16 or an 18-year-old boy or girl to a man or a woman. So it's a very important part of your life. We would like you to thoroughly enjoy it, make it very memorable and a very, very important part of of your life. We would like you to, in addition to the academics that you will be doing, we would also like you to be, involved in sports. Keep yourself fit, both mentally and physically. We would like you to pick up new hobbies, for example. We would like you to be taking leadership in organizing institute events. We would like you to take leadership in maintaining the campus, in making it even better than it is today. And we would also like you to participate in cultural events. And as Shubham introduced, I'm the Associate Dean of Student Affairs, along with the Dean of Student Affairs, Professor Jason Manjali, who is sitting here in the audience, and a number of other colleagues. We are here to help you. So we are here to channelize your energy. We are here to help you realize the things that you want to realize. But we would emphasize that the initiative has to come from you, the leadership has to come from you. We are here to help you. We understand that you can do academics, you can do sports, you can do cultural activities only when you are mentally and physically fit. So in case any of you at any time would like to, are feeling stressed or feeling anxious or feeling like you want to talk to someone, we have professional counselors as part of the student affairs team. You'll get introduced to them either this afternoon or tomorrow. And you're always welcome to talk to any faculty, you're always welcome to talk to the counselors, and do not at any time hesitate to come and talk to us. I think there's a lot of interesting speakers after me, so I will not take very long. But one thing I would like to emphasize is that from today, we are friends. So we would like you to see faculty, your seniors, the staff at the institute as your friends. And also what that means is that the institute is yours as much as it is ours. So you are also part of the institute, you own the institute. So we would like you to take leadership in making the institute better and recognizing that you are a very important part and that you are also partly the owner of the institute. With that, I would like to thank all of you and thank you very much.
And also, it is such that we don't like calling ourselves a new IIT, we like calling ourselves a different IIT. We have always been so. Now I invite our distinguished alumnus, Mr. Kislay Pankaj, for presenting his perspective on the foundation program. Let me first introduce Kislay Pankaj. Mr. Kislay Pankaj, currently a senior electrical engineer and founding team member at Ather Energy, India's first smart electric vehicle company. Graduated from IIT Gandhinagar in 2013 with a bachelor's in electrical engineering. He has also worked briefly as project assistant at Indian Institute of Science, working on electrical and hybrid vehicles. Please give him a big round of applause.
I would just like to repeat a few things. My name is Kislay Pankaj, and I'm a 2013 pass out. And currently, I'm working at Ather Energy, designing some products for a division of Ather called Charging Infrastructure. I am a native of a small town called Veerpur, which is in Bihar. And it's a beautiful town where you can see the snow-capped mountains of Himalayas in the winter time. And also, if you're lucky, you can see sometimes the Everest. I'm highly honored to be back here after 3 years, and in the presence of all the dignitaries, students, and parents. Dr. Jain, our director, sir, here. Thanks for having me here. Nisarg, my friend, and the chief guest, Mr. Maheshwar S. Sahu. I'm delighted to be here among all you and inspire you, all you guys, for your future at IIT Gandhinagar. Without further ado, I would like to ask you, uh, why am I here? A student who just passed out 3 years ago and here is here to inspire you. I'm not here because I did all things in life every time right in and out of college. Absolutely not. I am here because I think I did most of the things wrong in my life, but a few things very right at the right moment. You see, life is not just about a few successes or a few failures. Much like a recipe, it's incomplete without a pinch of salt and a pinch of sugar or a pinch of even chili. You got to mix each and everything to make a perfect taste and give a perfect ingredient. Hence, without calling it a sum of successes and failure, I would call it a sum of experiences. And today I am here to share a few of these experiences with you. I remember the day when my 10th class result was out. It was a fabulous result. I was happy, my family was happy. But then suddenly I get a call from my dad and he says, hey, you didn't score that well in mathematics. My marks was just 90. I remember the day I got my 12th result and it was good too. I was happy and my family was happy. But again I got a call from my dad that, hey, you could have done better. But I remember the day when my JEE results came out. I wasn't too happy with my rank. But that day I got a call from my dad and he says, son, after today, people won't call you my son, but they will call me your father. So that was a very proud day for me. And today, that same moment is for all of you guys here. You have made your families and everybody around you proud. So I would request you all to soak in the happiness, the feeling of success for some time. For today, maybe tomorrow. And nobody cares about what you did in the past once you are in the campus. Once you are in the campus, everybody is an IITian here. What people care about is your 4 years and how you spend it in here. My second experience is some months down the line, it was my birthday. And like some months down the line since I joined college. It was my birthday and I was to get my results. My birthday falls in December and most of the semester results are out also in December. So I was expecting the results of 3 courses and unfortunately I got fail grades in all 3 of them. In the evening, I cried like a baby. I didn't know what to do in my life. With a sunken heart, I went to Raghavan sir, who was mentoring me at that time, and surrendered my whole self to him. He said to me, Kisle, you are the luckiest person in campus right now. And that made me feel laugh, like, how is that? Am I the luckiest person in campus? I failed just 3 grades and probably my degree would extend to 5th year. He said, you are at the rock bottom of your life and from now on there is only going up. And so people who have good grades or everything in life, I didn't have anything to lose. People have many choices at different times of, like, people who have everything have many choices to make, but at that point of my life, the choice is very simple for me. Just do better and just go up. And 3 months of hard work under him and a little bit of project, and I published a research paper at Urbana-Champaign, University of Urbana-Champaign in US, and also cleared all my courses. My third experience is about a day when I was negotiating a very crucial deal with a vendor back at my work, and suddenly I could not calculate 16 into 7. Now see, for an IITian, it's very difficult feeling to not be able to calculate 16 into 7. It's such a simple thing. We all learn it since our childhood. But since your time through IIT, you will be using calculators and you will depend so much on technology that there will be a time when you will feel that you have become so dumb in terms of mathematical calculations. I realized at that moment that in my last few years after college, I have not read anything out of work because I was so devoted in the work. And I realized that I had become more dumber than the day I left my college. So at that time, I decided something. See, many wants to be the richest person in the world. And imagine if you want to be the richest person in the world, Warren Buffett right next to you giving you investment advice. Many would want to change the world, like make products or make technologies. Imagine Steve Jobs next to you and giving advice on how to make products or how to change the world like he did. Many would want to create a revolution. Imagine Mahatma Gandhi next to you guiding you towards that revolution. How is this possible? How can all these great personalities be next to you and mentoring you and guiding you in all these things? There are two ways, and both of these ways you will find here at IIT in your next 4 years. One is books. They are the window to the great minds. Read them daily, half an hour, 1 hour, doesn't matter. Pick anything and read it. Inculcate the habit of reading something throughout your lifetime. It will help you and you will gain knowledge. And probably you will become as great as one of those books, or authors of one of those books that you are reading. The second way is mentors. See, mentors are the doors to this immense knowledge and experience. And the added advantage between the book and a mentor is a mentor knows you, what are your capabilities, knows you from in and out. A mentor can be your professor, can be your friend, can be your counselor, can be anybody. Respect them here at IIT because the bonds you will make here among your professors or among your friends will last forever and will help you lead a better and happy life forever. I have at least experienced that. I remember many a time, this happens with every young guy. Somebody falls in love, somebody has a heartbreak. There was this time when I had a similar experience. Jasbir ma'am was there to pull me out of this experience. And it helped me. There were times when, probably in my second year, I was doing a project with Arup sir here, and suddenly I stumbled upon this idea of optical computing, and it inspired me so much. I think that was the single event which inspired me to carry forward my life in the direction of innovation. So mentors give you that kind of individual experience that you won't get from books or from anybody else. Here at IIT, you have to learn to cherish those mentorship in form of friends, or I have lot many stories of friends which probably in the given time I won't be able to cover. My fourth experience is about the time when I was slightly lost in life. See, I'm slightly philosophical person. I like to think about life, where I'm going and all that. I was confused between love and friendship, as you will probably a few semesters down the line. I was confused between grades and real education. Same, again, you think about these questions. I was confused between what is right and what is easy. So I went to, I've heard about this guy who was IIT ranked 2 at his time, and he gave up. He was in IIT Kanpur, did his BTech, MTech, and PhD, and gave up everything right after that and went to Valormat Ashram to become a monk. So I went to this place and I was looking for him. I didn't know his name. I went to the inquiry office and asked, see, this is the description of a man. Do you know this man? He said, yeah, probably you are looking for Sarvottam Anand, and he is the HOD of Computer Science Department. I said, fine, let us meet him. So I asked him, There were so many choices in front of me. So I asked him, what do I choose? What is the choice that will lead me to a nirvana? See, nirvana can be anything for anybody. To some people, being rich is nirvana. To some people, happiness is nirvana. To some people, living a good family life is nirvana. So I asked him, what choice will lead me to nirvana? And he said, see, every monk out there chooses his own path of nirvana. And so you have to do. You have to choose your own path. And that day I decided what my path was going to be. See, the difference between IIT and any other place is that no matter what you choose, you will get help here to achieve it. Some time down the line, a few of you will decide to become an author. They will inculcate an interest in English. I'm sure you will find plenty of help on how to write a novel here at IIT. There was a friend of mine, I remember, he was a chemical engineering graduate. At the end of the program, she found interest in social work. She got the opportunity of doing her BTech project in, doing some social work out there in a village. And she is doing pretty good. She has earned a lot of fame for our institution as well. Here, especially IIT Gandhinagar gives you that kind of luxury. Our director sir here, at my time, gave us this insight that he wants the education here to be in the shape of a T. The T, the depth of the T representing your depth in one subject, and the breadth of the T representing your knowledge, slight knowledge in all of the other subjects. So, with that, see, my decisions in life have been very different from the start, and I have had to put in a lot of rigor to take the road less traveled by. But it doesn't matter now, because that has made all the difference for me. I hope you also find your path here and make your own recipe of life. Trust the system here, and it will give you all the experiences you achieve and long for. Thank you.
Inspiring speech, I'm sure. I'm sure that the students will be motivated to face the challenges that they're going to face. Now I invite our distinguished alumnus, Mr. Nisarg Shah, for presenting his perspective on the foundation program. Mr. Nisarg Shah, a technology analyst at Goldman Sachs, completed his bachelor's in electrical engineering from IIT Gandhinagar in 2014. He was also a part of the delegation that visited Israel as a part of the Technion Explore program meant for budding entrepreneurs. He has also been the overall placement coordinator at IIT Gandhinagar and also the sponsorship and finance head of our cultural festival, which is BitCron. I now request him to please for a few words.
Getting into an IIT is no small feat, and what you have achieved here deserves a huge round of applause. When I was overwhelmed when I was invited to deliver a speech at the inaugural session of the foundation program. It's an honor to share the dais with the most profound and learned people like Sri Sahu, Professor Jain, Professor Bhargav, and my fellow alumnus, Kisle. We did not get an opportunity to listen to the stories of our alumni. We were seated in an auditorium maybe 1/5 of this size. There were challenges, but the opportunities were endless. In the same auditorium, once we had an open house with Professor Jain, where he described the vision he had for the new campus. He painted this picture, which was enough to excite us all. And I'd be lying if I said I'm not jealous of you that I cannot study in this campus. By raise of hands, and be honest here, for how many of you coming to a new IIT was not the first choice? Okay, I've been there. From my experience, having lived the 4 years and a couple of years outside after that, I can vouch that my opinion has changed drastically. And you can pick up any alumnus of this college, and this feeling is unanimous. There is something magical about the 4 years that you will spend here. It cannot be described in words or narrated in a speech. You need to live it. And a few years later, if someone among you happens to be here, you will vouch for it. I'm here to tell you something today that I wish I would have been told when I was in your place. How to make the most of these 4 years at college. Or which grade did you score in a particular subject. But you need to reach there. What about the journey till there? Academics definitely matter. You might find people and your fellow classmates who might bunk a few classes and still score a 9 in a subject. But what's it worth if they cannot explain to a layman what an Ohm's law is? You have practically around 1400 days in college. If you learn just one new thing every day, imagine how much you could acquire in your 4 years. But do not just learn academics. Learn to prioritize. Learn to manage your expenses while you are here. Learn from your juniors, your peers, your staff. You never know, sometimes they might come back to recruit you. IIT Gandhinagar offers some fantastic optional courses in languages like French, economics. Learn why the dollar is rising. Learn a new language. You are fortunate to be at an institute which goes all out in offering the most diverse courses and make the most of it. But do not just spend time learning. Grow your soft skills, grow your personality by taking up some responsibilities. You must be used to being served on a platter in all this while. While you are here, make the most of these 4 years to take up responsibilities and deliver them to your best. College is not just about enrolling in courses and excelling at them. Be a part of the placement team. Take up responsibilities like organizing technical and cultural festivals. Start a music band. Captain the football team and get the gold at Inter-IIT. You have an advantage that very few have. As students, no one will judge you for failing. Even in your low bits, when your life is most complex, your friends and family will consider you as a student who tried. In my days at college, I led the placement team that coordinates all the internships and placements for our students. I also led the team that organizes the cultural festival. Well, I also contested for the post of academic secretary, which I lost. But what matters is what I learned out of it. I learned the art of negotiating while trying to convince companies to visit campus. I learned the art of selling while trying to raise funds for our festivals. And I learned that if you want to win an election, you need to get out of the comfort of your room and campaign. Again, in our discussion with Professor Jain, we asked him why he supports the student-led initiative so religiously. And what he explained has been engraved in our heads. He mentioned that we do not treat you as students. We treat you as responsible adults. And how do we train you to be responsible? By giving you such opportunities and supporting you. After 4 years, if you make a list of all your achievements, trust me, these are the things that will be on the top of your list. While you're learning and taking up responsibilities, make a point to find your passion. And once you figure it out, pursue it religiously. There's a joke going rounds. Use your engineering to figure out what you really want to do. Well, there is some truth in that humor. Look up at our alumnus and you'll find people pursuing professions totally unrelated to their undergraduates. IIT Gandhinagar has produced some fantastic designers, writers, social workers, entrepreneurs, and computer scientists. The one thing that was common in all of them was their hustled along with their academics to pursue their passions and do what they really wanted to do. Back in college, I took up optional courses in computer science and business management with some projects in entrepreneurship as it made me curious. I would spend weekends learning to develop mobile applications, and today I have apps that are being used by people globally. Some of my classmates spent considerable time honing their skills like photography or design. And if you walk around the campus, you'll find that pieces of art hung across the walls. Some spend their spare time pursuing research, and they have published tremendous good material in most reputed journals and publications. If you have to take back one thing from my talk today, let this be. At the end of the day, what would really differentiate you from the rest and make you stand out of the crowd is what you do in your spare time and how well can you sell the learning out of it. Because what will really matter is what you did when you did not have to do it. That brings me to an important piece of advice which is generally overlooked. As students, there is a tendency to help fellow students with homeworks and assignments and quizzes. It is no sin to discuss the problem statements of an assignment, but when you do so, make sure you credit the source or your friend. This practice would go a long way in defining your image as a responsible adult outside. IIT Gandhinagar places very high standards on student ethics. It is not worth the extra mark to try confirming your answers in an examination or trying to plagiarize homework assignments. IIT Gandhinagar has instilled in me the value of professional ethics in such way that I wouldn't forget crediting the source I took that image from. Each one of you is an equal stakeholder in the future of this institute. You might represent this institute in years to come globally. Make sure you do not bring it any bad name. And my talk would be incomplete without highlighting the importance of friends. Make friends. Invest in friendship. Spend time nourishing and cultivating this relationship, as this is the one that will stay with you for years and years to come. Friends will boost up your confidence when your low times and be there to celebrate with you all your successes. In this home, away from home, friends are going to be your second parents. So laugh uncontrollably, make mistakes, and top it all by doing the craziest things. Put up on your speakers, dance all night, go on unplanned trips, climb up the water tank, and don't get caught. After 4 years, you wouldn't necessarily remember all the lectures you attended or all the meals you did not eat in the mess, but all that you definitely remember is the memories you made with your friends. All the pranks you pulled out, all the all-nighters you took before the test. So go out, have fun, and make memories. To conclude this speech, I'd like to highlight the recent success of Pokemon Go. How many of you have tried searching for some Pokemons around already? Oh wow. So John Hank, who is the brain behind Pokemon Go, said it took him 20 years to finally materialize his dreams. He had a vision to map the world in a game, and he took baby steps towards it. So friends, keep in mind that sometimes an overnight success will take a long time to come, and sometimes even a lifetime. But don't give up. Stay determined, because when you're finally there, all the effort will be worth it. Of course, this is my way of looking at things, and I feel it is generally applicable. I bet you may not. With that, best of luck for the class of 2020 for the most amazing 4 years to come. Make a name for yourself, but do not forget to have fun. Thank you.
Next 4 years. I now request our chief guest, Sri Maheshwar Sahu, for his words of wisdom and encouragement. Please give him a big round of applause.
Two of our friends, Ditsat and Pankaj, and the new entrants to this Premier College, IIT Gandhinagar, and the OT parents. I am very happy to be here on the 6th foundation program, but most important is that the second foundation program in this beautiful campus. Young boys and girls, you are lucky to be in this campus. You will enjoy the hospitality of Gujarat and the quality delivery system of Dr. Jain and his team. You will rest assured, when you do something, we should understand our ecosystem well. If you understand the ecosystem well, what are the opportunities, what are the threats, what are the areas where I should concentrate, half of the battle is won. I remember in the year 2006, when I was working in Government of India, I had a one-to-one interaction with Mr. John Chambers, who is the president of Cisco now, even now. He was at that time also the president of Cisco, biggest technology in the IT area, technology firm. I had a subsequent interaction with him also in US. And sometime we exchange emails now also. In 2006, when I met him, I had asked him, Mr. Chambers, how do you look at the things in the world shaping up? He was a very short-spoken guy. He told me, how the technology, disruptive technology will play an important role in the future of this world. I still remember that. About a couple of months back, I read an article written by him. He had echoed the same words what he had probably mentioned to me very short form 10 years back. Article he wrote that 40% of the Indian, European and American companies, they will not exist in the next 6 to 10 years if they don't tackle the disruptions in the technologies what we are emerging in this world. Therefore, he told that we have to look at three broad technology areas. Three broad areas. What are those? Technology, innovation and culture. If you possibly tackle this, look at seriously these three areas, maybe you will come out successful in any initiative what you take up in the world in the next decade or so. Friends, if you look at the discussions what is happening, you will have lot of opportunities because this is a free, a lot of freedom is given in this institute, what I have seen in the last 5-6 years. You will have lot of access to good literature. If you look at the agenda of the Fortune 500 companies on the next generation companies which are emerging in this world, you will find innovation is among the top agendas of all these big companies. And that says that this is probably one area which has a lot of opportunities, which has a lot of strength, and the ecosystem should support that for the growth of any person who will be in this type of scenario. Recently, there was an IBM Global CEO survey. IBM surveyed a lot of global CEOs, and what this study identified that the creativity is the most important element of any leadership. Most important element of your leadership competency for securing a sustainable path in the increased business complexity. What does it mean? If you are not creative, you cannot be a successful leader in this complex business scenario what is emerging in this world. Very thin line in the business, doing business in US, Europe or India and all that. So this business complexity, if you are not creative, probably you cannot cope up. So summary of all these things is that innovation is now becoming the real practical source for your competitive advantage. When you look at that, it is important that you should look at an institution where you have an opportunity to nurture these innovative trends. Some people must have seen the papers yesterday. It was headlines in Times of India. What it told, the government of India emphasizes to the 50 top CSR companies, top companies of India to invest their CSR fund in innovation and entrepreneurship. You see, there are enabling factors from outside also. But if the institute or the institution where you are going to have your training in the subsequent years, it offers enough opportunities for innovation and entrepreneurship. I think your objective and your goal is almost met. Friends, with this opportunity, what is written on the wall, you are fortunate, located in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Maybe people will tell that I was from IIT Kharagpur, I was from IIT Kanpur, I was from IIT Delhi. You know, it takes time to build up something. So after so many years, people will also tell that I was from IIT Gandhinagar. In a big way, people have started telling that. But the biggest advantage in the IIT Gandhinagar, what we find that the young mentors are there here, very effective, creative leadership, those who believe in quality. I was talking to my friend Dr. Jain that why you are not increasing your intake? Why do you only restrict it to 30 per discipline for 6 discipline, 180 this year? What he told makes a lot of sense. He told my focus is on quality. If I can roll out a good quality product for my institute, the one number will be equivalent to 10. So I will go more on quality. So you can imagine, if that is the thinking pattern of the leadership and the team here, and you have a lot of strength coming from outside, so if there will be drive from inside, your inside, then both of the things can marry each other well. You will come out as a top class product from this institute. Friends, besides these inside facilities, what you have in IIT Gandhinagar in terms of mentoring, in terms of quality delivery of the team, what you have outside in Gujarat is a very good ecosystem which will promote your innovation and entrepreneurship. A good blend of industries here who can enter into the effective industry and academia partnership to support you. Whatever you learn, it does not carry you much unless it is stamped by a practical experience. So possibly the partnerships, what Mr. Jain and his team, they are trying to nurture it for the last 3-4 years, industry academia partnership, which will come to a great help of yours in building your life ahead, and blended well with your theoretical and mentorship knowledge what you get from the institute and the practical knowledge which you get from the industry. These are very important things, practical aspect of life. Innovation is not only about the technology. Innovation can be in the processes also. I'll just give you a small example. In 2001, when there was a devastating earthquake here in Gujarat, people like Dr. Jain with their technical strength, he came from IIT Kanpur, offered his services, and they intervened in the technological solutions, how to make it more sustainable and tenable and all that. But you know, system is system. our system, Indian system, is plagued with many things. Among them is the transparency. How to manage the transparency of a system where you are constructing 5 lakh houses? It's not an easy job. It is spread over so many kilometers, square kilometers of area of this state, and you are constructing these buildings. Now, how do you see that there are minimum pilferage? One cannot vouch that there will be no pilferage. Minimum pilferage. Somebody gave me an innovative idea that time. I was managing the earthquake that time. They told that why don't you utilize the technology in an effective way? I asked him how, and he was a ISRO scientist. He told me I can help you. I told him how. He told me, look, our satellites, they monitor what is the developments happening in terms of density of structures and others coming. It is once in a year and maybe once in 2 years. They look at these things and the data comes to us and we interpret it in a proper manner, and anybody cannot interpret, and we are the people, scientists who are trained to interpret it, and who will interpret. He told me do 2 things. He told me, request the space authority that this data they should give you once in a quarter. And that is possible because that is only thing that data is captured on real-time basis. And once the orbit they make a round in once in 3 months, so every 3 months they can give you data and somebody can look at that. And second thing is that they should assign a couple of people who will analyze your data properly and give a feedback. And I must tell you, friends, it's a very simple thing. I was not understanding much in that. Every 3 months, some figure will come, the density has increased this much. So that will give an idea. The density was also capturing any structure more than 3 meters. So then you could understand that so much of area has increased in the 3 months time. But that does not mean anything on the ground. But what we are doing, we are telling to people that look, in each area. So a small intervention, innovative intervention in terms of application on the field, you must be, one does not know, I have not calculated, but I must tell that it must have saved crores of rupees for the government. Because it's a huge project, 3,000, 4,000 crores rupees project. So friends, there is no end to any innovative ideas in technology or in processes. So you are lucky, you have entered into a good institute, the entire road gives you an opportunity, the sky is the limit in this entire things, and your enabling ecosystem is very positive to support you, strengthen your thought processes and ideas in this, and you are lucky to be in IIT Gandhinagar. I wish you all the best and nurture it, and when you go back from here after 4 years, you will remember that this institute has given me so much. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Then our very own director. So please give a round of applause. The students, the parents, and the grandmoms and aunts and uncles who are here. In a country of 130 crore people, almost 10,000 students get to go to IIT. Right? And I think it's a matter of great pride for every one of you to feel good about this success. And I'll tell you why there should be additional reasons to feel good about being at IIT Gandhinagar. But let me first express my deepest appreciation to Mr. Sahu here today. Sahu Saab has been a great friend for the institute. Of course, I have known him for more than 15 years now from his earthquake work. He reconstructed the
entire Gujarat's earthquake affected areas, and I used to be involved in some small ways there. But more importantly, when I came here in IIT Gandhinagar in 2009, I knew in Mr. Sahu, I have a very good friend to whom I could go anytime, and I used to go to him, seek his help. He was in very senior position in government of Gujarat, and if there are things that he could do for me, he will do it. But if there were things that other officers were doing in which he was not involved, he would guide me how to get things done. And if today we have done well, it is because of Mr. Sahu and many other friends like him that we are here today. I must also express my deep appreciation of two of my young alumni friends, Kishle Pankaj and Nisarg Shah, for being here today. Each one of you must have wondered that these people were exactly like you only 5 or 6 or 7 years back. And in 6 years' time, you will be standing here, hopefully, and telling your life stories to another bunch of students who will be only 7 years younger than you. And we are indeed very proud of you and your other batchmates and our alumni. Indeed, if there is something that IIT Gandhinagar has done well in last 8 years, it is to provide outstanding education, outstanding attitude, outstanding values to our young friends like them and hopefully to people like you. You've been hearing the word foundation program. What is foundation program? The whole idea was that for several years, the students are under tremendous pressure to come into IIT, to study physics, chemistry, math, somehow to crack the exam, somehow to go to JEE coaching, somehow get admission. And we thought that is not the way a young person should spend his or her life. We thought that there are many other things important in life that they would have learned if they were not under so much pressure. And we listed out what are those things that we thought that they were important, but somehow those things were not high priority because JEE became the high priority. And we said before we start to teach them again, we must focus back on those important things, which because of pressure of JEE exam, somehow they kept on the side. And that is how the foundation program was started. In fact, we have been running this program starting from 2011. This is the 6th time that this program is being run, and slowly other institutions are talking about it. This year, several other institutions have written to me saying, please tell us how you do it. Please tell us if somebody can tell us how they have done it. We would like to start the program. I know of at least one other institution in India which has been doing this program now after learning from us for last several years, and their director told me a few months back how the results of foundation program have transformed the undergraduate students' results in his own institution. Let me try to tell you a few things first. First of all, why is it that there are so many students who want to come to IIT? IITs are not very old institutions. The first IIT came in Kharagpur in 1950s. The other few IITs, 4 IITs came in late 50s, early 60s. But there are other engineering colleges which are much older. There are other engineering colleges where it is much easier to get admission. So why is it that the students want to come to IIT? The reason is that IITs are different. What is the difference? We can go into details of that, but let us agree that they are different, right? If you agree with me that IITs are different, and that is why so many students prepare so hard for it, that is why their parents work so hard for it, that is why their life of the entire family is revolving around that student preparing for the IIT, there must be something special about that. What I want to say next is that IIT Gandhinagar is not a normal IIT. And that is a very big problem that I have. Because many times people come to me from other IITs and they get surprised. Because they have expectations that we are like an IIT. They think that we would do things in certain way that happen in other IITs. For example, they get surprised that for first 5 weeks, we will teach you no classes. They will get surprised that we will celebrate if you are a good singer. We will celebrate your freedom. We will celebrate if you decide not to study. Right? My two alumni friends told you of their stories. This is actually a fact. I have been requesting my faculty from day one that if a student does not want to study, we cannot treat them as children, slap them on the left side or right side, and make them come to the class. They must learn to take their responsibilities seriously. So, you will see in many, many respects that we are a very, very different IIT. In many IITs, the IIT would send a grade card to the parent. Your son or daughter has done 5 courses, these are the grades she got, failed in one course or passed in all courses. We think that we are not treating you as children. We thought that we are treating you as adults. You are 16 years, 17 years, 18 years. How many of you are more than 18 years? The students, more than 18 years. How many of you are below 18 years? All right, so it's very clear. Majority of you, maybe 80% of you are below 18 years. If you go to any bank in our country, they will not let you sign the documents because you are less than 18 years. Your parents will have to sign it. When you will come out of IIT Gandhinagar, you all will be more than 18 years and no bank will allow your parents to sign your papers. In that respect, IIT Gandhinagar is a machine into which children are entering and adults are exiting. Right? There is a machine in which बच्चे अंदर आ रहे हैं और बड़े बाहर निकल रहे हैं. उस मशीन के अंदर वो बच्चे बड़े हो जाते हैं. हिंदी आता है सबको? Now, if I am in the business of treating my institute in a good way, if I am in the business of running my institute in a good way, if I am a machine which is converting children into adults, will it help me in my objectives if I treat them as children, or will it help me to convert them into adults? It is like trying to drive a car, accelerating the car, but having the handbrake on. कभी चलाया है गाड़ी किसी ने हैंडब्रेक चालू करके? Right? You are slowing down the process of converting children into adults if you treat them as children. On the other hand, if you treat them as adults, even though they are children, right? Even though they are less than 18 years old, you treat them as adults, keep a little bit of watch on them, give them a little bit of guidance, little bit of counseling, little bit of help. You think they will become adults better or faster? Yes or no? Yes. Wonderful. That is what IIT Gandhinagar is all about. We want our students to learn how to negotiate with their parents if they fail the class. We want our students to tell their parents in their own way that I didn't do well, I failed. We don't want to be telling the parent, your son has failed, isko jara thapad maro, samjhao isko. We don't want that to happen. Because if that happens, what is this student going to do? He's going to avoid me and avoid parents both. Because parents and I have come on the same direction. We both have become common enemies. On the other hand, I have a choice of being on the side of the student work with the student, help him. I have counselors, I have professionals to help the student. I am on the side of the student. The student can come and tell me, tell my colleagues, tell my counselors, I have a problem, I need help. And we will maintain confidentiality. We will maintain secrets that students will tell the counselor. In fact, the understanding that the institute has is that the counselor is not supposed to tell even me, the director, who is the boss, about the individual students. He is not allowed to tell me that this student, particular student, has done this really bad thing because this student came and told her things in confidence because the student was asking help. And if this student knows that she will go tell everybody, he will not tell, he will not share, he will not come and seek help. So you will find in numerous ways we are a different institution. And that is a problem. That is a problem because many parents who are present here in this hall, they send another child, another son, another daughter to another IIT, another college. And they have certain expectations. They expect that this is the way IIT administration will deal with the parents. This is the way IIT administration will deal with the student. And it takes quite a bit of time to understand that we are not a normal IIT. That is the problem to me when I hire faculty from other IITs, because they come and become my faculty. They want to treat the students in the same way that they saw the students being treated elsewhere. Right? So there is a lot of communication that we need to do, and I hope since parents are available here in this room, I thought this is a very, very important point that students and parents must internalize, understand, appreciate that we would maintain much higher standards than any IIT would. That is very important for us. Every year, our students who finish their studies, they celebrate a farewell function. And they have given a very nice name for that event called Udaan. उड़ जाते हैं उसके बाद उड़ान, right? And that is when the students give some speeches, some faculty also give speeches. I am also asked to speak. And this year, one of the students came to the dais. In a speech, he said, he's so lucky that he solved a few problems wrong. That is how he ended up at IIT Gandhinagar. Otherwise, he would have ended up in one of the older IITs. It is a tragedy of my country that in a country of 130 crore people, 10,000 students qualify. Their parents should be celebrating. Their friends should be celebrating. But everybody is unhappy. Why? Because the rank is only 100. If it had not been 100, it had been 50, the boy could have gotten computer science and such and such. The rank is only 500. If it had not been 500 but 100, he would have gotten such and such branch. They are unhappy that the rank is only 2000. If it had been 500, they would have gone to such and such branch, such and such college. They are unhappy that the rank is 8000. And if they had only some more problems right, they would have gotten a 4000 rank and they would have gotten better branch. It is a tragedy in our country because we don't see what is good. We see what we wanted, we didn't get. This is like going with your family, with your mummy and daddy to celebrate your JEE result and saying, आज घर में खाना नहीं बनेगा, लल्लू की JEE में रैंक आई है और हम सब लोग आज रेस्टोरेंट में खाना खाएंगे. So now the whole family goes to a restaurant. And now there is a discussion. Should we go into Chinese food? Should we go into South Indian food? Should we go into Gujarati food? They end up going to Chinese food. And after going to Chinese food, what does Lallu say? Mom, मुझे डोसा चाहिए. Can you believe that? You go to Chinese food and you're asking for dosa. And mummy is also saying, beta, I know, तेरे पापा सुनते नहीं है, South Indian में ले जाना चाहिए था या Chinese में लाके बैठा दिया. Then calls the waiter, भैया सुनो, तुम क्या डोसा बना सकते हो? The waiter says, मैडम ये Chinese है, यहाँ चाउमीन मिलता है, डोसा नहीं मिलता. So Lalu is more. So mummy is really worked up. How can mummy see her son, such a precious son, be unhappy? So after some time, mummy has another brilliant idea. She calls the waiter again. She says, यार सामने एक साउथ इंडियन रेस्टोरेंट है ना, वहां से एक डोसा बना के चुपके से छिपा के लिया. Come on, guys. You have to celebrate what you have. If you are sitting in a Chinese restaurant, enjoy Chinese food. Don't complain. Experience. If at the end of it, you feel this was not a good restaurant, don't go there second time. Right? But don't sit in a Chinese restaurant and ask for a South Indian food. Right? What this means is enjoy what you have, make best out of it, learn from it, and do better next time. One of the very important thing for us in IIT Gandhinagar is to provide extraordinary support to the students. I'm saying extraordinary support to the students. Right? What that means is that if a student has any problem whatsoever, emotional problem, health problem with studies, the boy likes a girl very much and the girl is not paying attention to him, any problem, there is somebody who is willing to listen, there is somebody who is willing to help, there is somebody willing to guide, there is somebody who will work with the student to hopefully find a solution. And that extends to even financial help. If somebody is really having a financial need, the parents are not in a position to cover certain expenses, and if that student wants some help, IIT Gandhinagar would go the extra mile, we will make the extraordinary effort, and we will see that my students are comfortable. What that means is, it also puts a lot of responsibility on the students. It also means that the students would not come and create frivolous requirements. The students would not take the things for granted. It means that a student would seek help when that student really needs help. Just because director stood on the podium and said we are all available doesn't mean that if one day you have a little headache, you'll go into director's room and say, Director Sahab, what do I do now? I have a headache. Right? You have to learn to act in a responsible manner, and we expect you to maintain very high level of ethics, very high level of hygiene. एक अच्छा माहौल बनाने के लिए आप सबकी जरूरत है. We are perhaps one of the rare institutions where we would be very unhappy when we see a student bringing a fake income certificate. Because there is a certain scholarship available if the parental income is below that. To us, that's a very big no-no. That means the student doesn't belong here. That means the student should go some other institution. That is not acceptable. When we are going out of the way to help a student, we expect every student to also understand that there is a sense of responsibility to not abuse that trust. We trust the student, we expect the student to be worthy of that trust. We expect that student to come to us only if there is a genuine need. What this also means is that we need cooperation of the parents. We need the parents to understand that they need to give some space for their students to grow. They need some freedom for their children to grow here. If the mother is going to make 3 phone calls every day, morning in 6 o'clock, beta jage ki nahi jage, another 1 hour, beta nashta khaya ki nahi khaya, beta aaj class gaya ki nahi gaya, aaj class mein kya padhaya tha, huh? शाम को खाने में क्या मिला था. If you worry too much about your son or daughter and make a 4 phone calls, 3 phone calls every day, try to keep track of the child, I think that would be a problem. Initially, your child will feel very good about it, but slowly he will start to resent you, he will start to avoid you, he will start to stop receiving your calls. My request to all the parents is, please help us groom these students into very responsible adults, into very responsible people. They are very fortunate. In order for an institution to be able to provide an extraordinary education, you need good people, good teachers, senior students, staff members. You need good laboratories, good infrastructure, hostels, classrooms, auditoriums. And you need good attitude in the student himself or herself. Fortunately for us, we have all three. We have possibly the best faculty this country has. Our faculty members' qualifications, if you were to look at on the website, you will find them extraordinary in terms of their qualifications, in terms of their experience. We are extremely choosy about our faculty. We recruit faculty only after very, very careful due diligence. If you look at the facilities that we have created, if you look at the amenities that we have created, they're extraordinary in every respect. The kind of support that we will provide for using those facilities, and with right attitude, with right thinking, I believe that every student who is present here would have a great opportunity to grow. Ultimately, it is your responsibility. Ultimately, you are going to write the destiny of your own life. People like us can only help you. People like us can only support you, assist you, hold your hand when you are slipping a little bit, help you get up if you have fallen down, but we cannot make you run. You have to learn to run. We will be there to cheerlead you. We will be there to challenge you. We will be there to reprimand you sometimes, but generally we would not be taking responsibility for your success. We would let you take responsibility for your success. We will let you make the effort, and we hope that you will make good use of that effort, good that opportunity. Another thing that one of my speakers said today to you, making friends. How many of the students here are from Gujarat? How many of the students are from Gujarat? And how many are from outside Gujarat? Wonderful. And how many of you are from southern states, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana? Any students from the eastern part of India, the West Bengal, the Odisha, the northeastern states? Wonderful. So what you are seeing here is a very, very healthy mix of students coming from all parts of the country. You will similarly see the faculty coming from all parts of the country. It's a national institution. It has an outlook which is very national. Its outlook is very cosmopolitan, right? And it is also cosmopolitan in the sense that it does not matter who your father is, who your mother is. In my 7 years as director of IIT Gandhinagar, only one father came to me trying to influence a certain decision that my dean of students had taken. In my 7 years. In IIT system generally, in IIT Gandhinagar particularly, there is a culture that you may be a very senior officer, you may be a politician, you may be a very rich man, very successful in running your industries, having a lot of wealth, having a lot of influence, being a very famous man or woman. It does not matter. To me, all the children are same, all the students are same, and there will be absolutely no favor to anybody regardless of how influential the family is. So this is something that is a little bit new for many of us. This is something which is very common culture in all the IITs. IIT Gandhinagar, we are very particular. Please understand this. do not try to think that just because your brother or aunt or uncle is somebody influential, any disciplinary action, any poor performance issues can be resolved based on that. It doesn't happen. Don't even try that. If you try that, there might be negative repercussions of that. Finally, I would like to say that this 5-week foundation program is an extremely intense program. It starts very early in the morning, goes up to the night, lot of hard work. This is for you, this is not for me. This will benefit you. These two young men who are sitting on the dais, they will tell you how useful this program is. When you will graduate from here, you will remember this. Please participate in it with entire enthusiasm, with all the energy, with all the positive attitude. Again, don't do the foundation program and ask for a dosa sitting in a Chinese restaurant. Okay, enjoy the foundation program, learn things that are happening, and trust me, in order to run this foundation program, 5 of my colleagues, faculty colleagues, they have spent almost 3 months preparing for it. How we will conduct, what will happen, who will come, what will be done. There has been 3 months of full-time preparation that these 5 colleagues have done. They will be spending another 5 weeks, practically full-time with you, and perhaps many weeks after that to analyze how it went, what happened, how it can be done better next year. There is a lot of preparation that has gone on, and my particular gratitude to all 5 of you sitting here. Thank you very much, and all the staff members, all the student volunteers. If there is one thing that defines IIT Gandhinagar, it is the teamwork. We all work together, we all work for a common cause, we all are there to win the game. Thank you very much, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, all the best.
I would like to add a personal note here. From last 3 years, I've been a student of this institute, and I've been interacting with Professor Jain since last year or so. From almost nothing 8 years back to a 400-acre campus today, 100-odd faculty members, so many staff members. It has been really, the credit goes to the dynamic leadership that we have under Professor Jain. We should all really applaud him for the effort he has put to make this institute what it is today. It is said that thankfulness is the beginning of gratitude, and gratitude is the completion of thankfulness. I would like to sincerely thank the dignitaries for taking out their precious time to join us, all the students and parents for the participation and attention, all the faculty and staff members, student volunteers, and everyone else who made this event happen successfully. And also a special mention to the 5 FP coordinators who have been working so hard. I've been observing them since last few months, and it has really been their efforts that has made the foundation, that will make the foundation program so successful. Please give them a big round of applause. I now request all the students and the chief guest as well as the director to assemble outside for the group photograph. The parents can stay or we'll reassemble after the group photograph. Thank you so much, everyone.